Okay, this will be part 2 of our Unit 5 test review, and we'll start with problem number 6. Which of the following values is not a solution to this inequality? So we're going to need to solve this inequality. So we will be distributing, so we have 4x minus 8. Go ahead and add 8 to both sides. So we get 1 is greater than or equal to 4x. Divide everything by 4, and we have 1/4 is bigger than x, which means that x is smaller than 1/4. So which of these is not a solution? So is -1 smaller than 1/4? Yes, it is. Is 0 smaller than 1/4? Yes, it is. Is 1 smaller than 1/4? No, it is not. Is -4 smaller than 1/4? Yes, it is. So that means the one that is not a solution is my answer for number 6. So it is the only one that is bigger than 1/4. For problem 7, we need to solve this inequality by applying the distributive property. We have a -8x plus 8 is less than 4x minus 16. We are going to get rid of this 4x on the right-hand side. So that gives us -12x plus 8 is less than -16. Subtract 8 from both sides, so we end up with -12x is less than -24. Sorry, -12x is less than -24. Now we're going to divide both sides by a -12. So I'm going to stop, flip that inequality symbol around, and then go back and simplify. These cancel out, leaving an x. These reduced to be 2. So my solution is x is greater than 2. For number 8, it asks us which point is not in the solution set of y is greater than or equal to 8 minus 4/3 x. So we have several ways to approach this. We can go ahead and take the calculator and just take 8 minus, we do alpha y equals, and we get our 4/3. Then we arrow over, and in that x we're going to put a 5. So what we're doing here is we're taking all of our x values and plugging them in and seeing if the number here is going to be smaller than 2, because it says that 2 is bigger. So we want a 2 bigger than what the calculator gives us. So in this case we have 4/3. Is 2 bigger than 4/3? Yes, it is. And remember, we're looking for something that is not in the solution. So this one works out just fine. So I can do second enter and go in here and edit this x value. Now my x value is 4. Is 4 greater than or equal to whatever number this gives me? Is 4 bigger than 8/3? And yes, it is. That is true. And we're looking again for what is not true. So we go back to the next one. So we're going to use that same expression, and this time our x value is going to be 2. And this 5 should be bigger than this number. And we end up with 16/3, which is actually 5 1/3. So this does not work. And we'll go ahead and, just for the sake of example, go ahead and put this in here and show you that it does work. So this one gives us 20/3, which is just a little bit less than 7. So this one works. This one, our y ended up being 16/3, which is basically 5 1/3. So how do we know that this is not in the solution? We know because the y value that we got, because the value of 16/3 is not smaller than 5. So problem number 9. Nevaeh has a $25 gift card from the local coffee shop. The table below shows the balance left on her gift card after n lattes. So this is the number of lattes that she has. This is the amount of money left on her gift card. This here is what we would call our y-intercept, because this would be like x, this would be y. And here would be our x-intercept. So what is the meaning of the x-intercept? After 10 lattes, the balance is 0. What is the meaning of the y-intercept? The beginning balance, or the balance on the card, before she buys any lattes. Whoops, any lattes. What is the meaning of the rate of change? That would be the cost per latte. And in this case, that is $2.50. Okay. Next is problem number 10. It says a table of values for the function f of x is given below. Which of the following is equal to f of 5? Remember that f of x means that x is 5. So we go over here and we find the 5. So this is where x equals 5. And f of x is the same as y. So f of 5 is going to equal whatever that y value is, and that happens to be 4 right here. That is our answer choice. Okay, for problem number 11, we need the domain and range of the following. Domain is our x's, range is our y's. This is a left or right situation. This is an up or down situation. So this is where we have our walls, and this is where we have our floor and ceiling. So here we have an open circle here, but a closed circle here. We have a closed circle here and closed circle there. So when we do our domain, we're going to go as far left as -3. So here's our x value. We're going to go far right as +1 because this is where our walls would be. We can't go any further than -3 to the left and +1 to the right. So from our domain, I'm going to put x in the middle. I have a -3 on the left. I have a +1 on the right. The -3 is open, so I put a less than symbol. The +1 is closed, so I put less than or equal. For the range, this is how high and how low. This is going to be a y value. As high as I can go is right here at 0 and down here at -4. So this 0, is it included or excluded because it has an open circle here but a closed circle here? Because it's closed here, 0 is included. Oh, I put that on the wrong side. Let me rewrite that. For the top number, we get 0, and that one is included because while it's an open circle here, it is closed here. And then my bottom number is -4, and that definitely has a closed circle, so it is as well included in the range. So the range goes from a low value of -4 to a high value of 0. The domain goes from left to right from a -3 to a +1 because we are running along the x-axis there. We're running along the y-axis for the range. For number 12, it says for which value of w is 28 equal to -4w plus 6w plus 2? So basically solve for w. So we have to distribute the 6. So we have 28 is equal to -4w plus 6w plus 12. So 28 is equal to 2w plus 12. Subtract the 12 from both sides. 16 is equal to 2w. Divide both sides by 2. And for what value of W is 28 equal to this? The value of 8. So this has been part 2 of our Unit 5 review. And hope you do well on your test.